Yo, what is going on, my wonderful people out there? It's your boy Dread Zero, and today I am going to be talking about Sagat, specifically whether or not I think he is a strong character or not, what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are, and after we cover his strengths and weaknesses, I'm going to give a verdict on where I think Sagat's strength is placed in this game in Street Fighter 6. So let's get into it. All right, so I want to cover the strengths first because a lot of times when new characters come out, or just characters in general, people often tend to focus on what makes a character weak. Like, oh my gosh, they can't do this, they can't do this, they're so weak, and all that. But I want to focus on the strengths because I think that's, as a player, that's what you should be doing with every single character so you can maximize their potential. And so the first strength we're going to cover is Sagat's normals. So I think Sagat's normals are pretty good. Specifically, I think stand medium punch is really, really juiced. I think it's really good. It's a really brawlic button. And the reason why I say this is because stand medium punch is first 6 frames, okay? It is a 6 frame medium punch. And then if we set Manon to block here, it is +2. And what's good about that is you can kind of combo it into itself and you can do it to itself on block here. So with a button like this being plus, and you can kind of like stop people from mashing, because what's so good about it is that if someone mashes in between this, they'll get counter hit and you'll get a trade combo. So I'll go ahead and set Manon to press a button in between me spamming medium punch. So watch this. So I just got a combo off of that. And so that is why I think stand medium punch is so good. And then on hit, if you get a hit, let's say you hit her on the first time without, pressing button block or whatever, you can go into light punch and get a combo. So that's really, really good. And then if you drive rush into it, you are plus, I believe it is +6 on block if you drive rush button off of it. And a lot of your Oki, sorry, +6, and a lot of your Oki that you get knocked down from. So like, for example, you'll knock Manon down on heavy punch here. I'll have her do that real quick after I get her off block. You'll go into medium punch, and when you go into medium punch, if they block it, you're literally +6. So you can go for a mix, you can go for a throw, like all that good stuff. So medium punch is really, really good. I think this is what makes the guy really strong with his normals. I think people need to start focusing on this more. I'm sure people have. I've definitely seen top level players and even other players in rank, other Sagat players in rank, just going for medium punch constantly. It's so good. Like, it incentivizes you to use it. And so obviously everything typically has a counter in this game except for a few things. And so if people like start like perfect pairing, your medium punch, you can then just go for one medium punch and then grab them and it'll punch counter throw them. Or if they start trying to DI, you can just go for one and then like DI back. So stand medium punch is really good. It's so juice. The next normal that I want to talk about is stand medium kick. This button right here. This button is so good. I think it's almost on the level of stand medium punch. And let me tell you why. The first thing is, I believe it is hit confirmable. Now, is it as hit confirmable as his heavy punch target combo where you have like all day to hit confirm it? No, you definitely don't have all day. But if you are on your P's and Q's, if you are locked in, you can definitely hit confirm this button. And so have a hit confirmable button that goes this freaking far. Like, look at that. Not many characters are contesting this space here. And so the reason why I think it's so good is that, one, you can place Sagat right here, and being able to just throw this button out not only chips their drive gauge. Like, look how much you're doing when you do this. You're doing like almost half a bar, and just like constantly doing that, you're chipping down their drive gauge, which is what you want to do. We all know how important drive gauge is in this game, and it's essential to manage not only your drive gauge but your opponent's drive gauge. It's essential to win. And so having this right here, and not many characters being able to contest that, is insane. And then once you hit confirm it, you can go for a fireball, you can go for Oki or your stand medium punch. Like, it's so good. And I think that where Sagat's strength lies is his buttons in this game. And so having stand medium punch where you're plus on block and just kind of spamming it, forcing them to mash on you to get a combo, and then having this range here, throwing this out will force your opponent to do something. They can't just sit here and block this all day. They will either have to back up and shimmy, and if they back up, then you start throwing fireballs. If they come forward, then you can start hitting with medium punch. And then if you realize like, hey, they're about to start jumping on me, then you can just throw it out once and then get ready for uppercut. Like, I think that this button is so good because you're forcing your opponent to create a response that you want, and you're contesting space that not many characters can contest. There's only like 1 or 2 characters that can contest this space, and right now I believe it's Dalsum, and Dalsum is not contesting like this space like really well because his buttons are slow. And so while this is 11 frames, there's not many fast moves that are gonna like out poke you there, and you can whiff punish with it. It's so good. So I think Stan MK is such a great button as well, and it's one of Sagat's major strengths. And the it's not the final normal, but this is the last normal that I think makes Sagat like really really good. Is his forward LK. So his forward LK is 18 frames, okay? But the reason why its startup is so slow is because it's low. The opponent has to block this crouching. So I'll show you. You see how Manon block crouch block there? It's because it's a low. And so what's so good about this button is, one, when someone's backing up from you, because we all know that not just Street Fighter 6, but a lot of fighting games in general, you're dealing with the wall back simulator. Especially at a lower level, people are just constantly doing this. So if your opponent is constantly doing this, you have a forward advancing normal that is a low. They can't really contest this, so you can kind of see it coming. So like, don't spam it, but just being able to stop your opponent from going back. And a lot of your Oki comes from drive rush for light kick or step kick. So when you do this on drive rush, you immediately can go into medium punch from a drive rush. It's amazing. You do this, boom. Next thing you know, like, you're in a combo. Also, if you were to counter hit it, just like kind of counter hit it raw, you are +5, so you can get stand light punch. So if you like this, I'm a little bad right now. Ugh. So there you go. So if you do that, you can go into a combo. I'm really bad. I don't know why. But you get the point. You get the point. So, and then if you punish counter, you can go back into medium punch again. It's a really good button. It's a really freaking good button, guys. Like, I think this button is so juiced, and just having a low at your disposal that moves you forward. So let's say that you hit this, right? You're in throw range. If you hit this, you're in throw range. It moves you forward no matter where you are. You're in throw range. That is huge. You're causing your opponent to deal with a strike throw mix up on hit just because you press the button. Like, it's crazy. And then if you wanted to go, like, you're +3. So if you wanted to, for example, go into your crouching light kick, it'll come out 2 frames faster than their 4-frame light. And so just doing this, it's insane. It's literally insane. And so between medium punch, which is plus on block +2, and you can spam it, and if they mash, you get a combo. Stand MK that can test ranges that a lot of characters just cannot contest, and then having a low forward light kick that puts you into throw range, like, it's insane. The only downside that I really see to forward step kick is obviously you can get jumped in on. A lot of Sagat's buttons you can get jumped in on, and that is like one of his weaknesses. But if you space yourself correctly, you don't really have to worry about that. You really only have to worry about that with like really committal buttons like crouch, heavy punch, and like heavy punch. These buttons here, if you're at the correct spacing, you should have time to DP. This button is really good. And then 4-step light kick, obviously they can like jump on you. You really want to be careful about how you're using this, specifically against grapplers like Manon, Zangief, and Lily, because if they block it, you are -3 and left point blank, which leaves you in SPD range for these characters. So just be careful, especially with them. But otherwise, like, if you see your opponent just like walking back, if you want to use drive rush step kick, especially with a lot of your Oki, like, watch this. So if you knock down, I'll have Manon wake up, crouch light punch. If you knock down with like 4 medium punch, you get step kick Oki. If you knock down with light punch, you get step kick Oki. Hold on, you gotta delay that one a little bit. but you get step kick. Okay, I also believe you get it on heavy DP too. Yeah, so drive rush step kick is gonna be your best friend. Step kick is gonna be your best friend. It's an amazing button. So these buttons is what I think makes Sagat really strong. The next thing I want to talk about is a few special moves. Oh, sorry. Before I get to that, light punch, stand light punch is really good. There's a lot of things that you can punish with this, and it goes into medium DP. It's really good. It goes really far. It's 5 frames. You can get a lot of 5 frame punishes that a lot of characters can't get because it goes so freaking far. Like Bison is really gonna have to space his scissor kicks. Manon's gonna have to space that kick that she always does, that ballerina kick, because it's -6. Like, it's so freaking good, and you get a punish. Also, light kick is pretty good. Light kick actually goes further than your crouch MP, and then if you get a punish counter, so like what I typically like to do and what I've seen other people do as well is that I will whiff punish with this button and I'll go into heavy DP because it punish counter is heavy DP, so it's really good. But like I said, I don't think that's Sagat's strongest buttons. I think they're good, but his strongest buttons are definitely stand MP, forward light kick, and meaty kick. These are the 3 holy trinity buttons, the 3 horsemen of Sagat's buttons. So focus on those. You have other buttons, but focus on those 3 buttons. That's what I think makes Sagat really strong. So moving on, like I was saying, the other things I want to focus on Sagat, there's 2 specific special moves that I think make Sagat really, really strong. The first one is going to be very obvious because you probably are getting spammed with it online, and that is Tiger Knee. Tiger Knee is such a good special move, and I don't want to hear, okay, I don't want to hear that, oh my god, you could just DI on reaction, you could just perfect parry. You could do that to a lot of stuff. You could do that to Jinrai. First of all, it's harder to perfect parry after the patch because you have to hold the direction, so you're definitely making a read on that because you don't know when a Sagat player is just going to Tiger Knee. Like, you can know some essential times, like after he throws like a low fireball, you can kind of guesstimate that he'll do Tiger Knee, but you just got to be on your P's and Q's with it. What's so good about Tiger Knee is that if you space it correctly on block, you will be plus. I'm +2 there with the light one. +1 there, and I can definitely make that +2 as well if I space it. +3 actually, and then and if I do the heavy one, I'm +5. Like, you can make Tiger Knee so juiced on block, and the good thing about Tiger Knee is that if your opponent is crouch blocking, hold on, let me do that real quick. If your opponent is crouch blocking, heavy knee is always plus. If they are crouch blocking, it is always +4. +4. Just because they crouch block. That button, this special move is crazy. Like, I need y'all to understand that. Like, you are plus as Sagat if your opponent is just crouch blocking and you decide that you want to use heavy Tiger Knee. And not only is crouch blocking, if your opponent crouch blocking, good for heavy Tiger Knee always, it does make it easier to make it plus as well with the other Tiger Knees. It's just not like always plus in their face. Like, if you do raw Tiger Knee, heavy Tiger Knee in their face while they're crouch blocking, you're just +4 essentially. So that is insane. You're skipping neutral. Okay, that's the first thing you're doing. You're skipping neutral. You don't have to press buttons. You don't have to like try to shimmy. You don't have to like go in and out of your opponent's range to whiff punish them. Your opponent, you see your opponent's crouch blocking, Tiger Knee, and now you plus in their face. +4. So Sagat's buttons are slow, but if you're +4, you can press your crouch medium punch, which is 7 frames, which will come out at 3 frames faster than their 4-frame light. You can go for lows. It's just insane. This is insane. The only thing is, I do believe they can like walk back here, so you just gotta like walk a little bit forward, like a little slight micro walk in order to grab them, but that's still like a grab mix. And then if you think your opponent is gonna like reversal, you just like back up a little bit. Like, it just gives Sagat so many freaking options, and just having a space. And then when your opponent starts to DI Tiger Knee, especially the medium and heavy ones, when they start to perfect parry, that's when you just start doing like Tiger Knee. Oh my gosh, you just whipped parry. Hold on. I'll have well, I don't need to do that. You guys know. If I stop Tiger Knee short and they parry, I just got to punish counter grab. If they DI, if they go for DI, I can DI back. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's literally crazy. Tiger Knee is an insane juice special move, and I actually cannot believe that they gave it to him. Like, that's insane, don't you think? Like, they literally gave Sagat a special move that skips neutral that allows him to control the agency of his gameplay. He is +4 on heavy Tiger Knee just because his opponent crouch block. He can space the other ones to be plus. He can stop short to beat DI and parry. Like, it's insane. So Tiger Knee is definitely a super strong move, and if not anything else, definitely Tiger Knee is what makes Sagat strong. Even if you don't consider his normals and this other special move I'm going to talk about strong, you cannot negotiate Tiger Knee with me. Like, this move is juice. So Tiger Knee is definitely one of Sagat's biggest strengths. And the final special move that I want to talk about with you guys, and why I think this makes Sagat strong, is Tiger Nexus. Tiger Nexus is Sagat's form of Genrai. I made a whole guide about that in my previous video, so I'm not going to go into like every single freaking detail about this, because you guys can watch the guide, and I appreciate you watching it. You guys have been juicing up my my watch time and everything, and I really appreciate you guys enjoying the content. By the way, we're trying to get to 500 subscribers, so please consider subscribing to the channel, and I do appreciate you guys building a little community with me. It's kind of sick, actually. When I first started this, I didn't think this many people were going to be watching my videos, so I appreciate all of you guys. But anyway, back to Tiger Nexus. So Tiger Nexus is really strong for Sagat because it gives you mix-up options, so you can do overhead. If you do overhead, and they like didn't press a button, or like it didn't counter hit, they're actually left standing, and you're +3, so you can go for like a low mix here. You can grab them, they're in grab range, so you can essentially put your opponent in a strike throw mix with an overhead. And then while you're doing that, you're also conditioning your opponent to block standing, so then you can start going for Greedy Tiger, which usually whiffs on crouchers, but on block it is +4. And so when they start blocking that, you're now +4 to kind of do whatever you want. You can grab them again, you can strike them with a low, you can shimmy, like all this stuff. So Tiger Nexus is really insane, and why I think it's really strong is because not only are you putting your opponent in a mix, you're making them guess. When you make your opponent guess more than you, you're typically gonna win, unless they adjust. Not only are you doing that, but you're conditioning your opponent to give you a response that you want, all with a special move. So between Tiger Knee and Tiger Nexus, like, it's insane. Like, the more I actually like use these buttons and like use Tiger Nexus and stuff, I'm like, nah, dude, he's definitely, like, he definitely got some strengths, man. So these are the strengths that I think can make Sagat really strong. Okay, now the part that everybody's probably wondering, and the part that people love to focus on with the character, is his weaknesses. And the very first weakness that I'm going to be talking about is one that pretty much everyone knows, and that is Tiger Shot, specifically low Tiger Shot. So here's the problem with low Tiger Shot. Okay, first of all, it's a total of 50 frames, and what that means is that actually, let me pull up another Sagat here, just so I can show. So it's a total of 50 frames, and what that means is that you can jump in on it pretty easily, especially because throwing a fireball, it typically extends the character's hurt box, and with Sagat, he literally gets on the ground and like does that, so his hurt box is like extra extended. And so low Tiger Shot is a little difficult to use, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that up and show you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and have Sagat do that. You see that? I had literally had like all day, and he recovers so slow. Like I reacted to it. Like, I'm not even like guessing. I'm reacting to it. It's crazy. Like, I'm reacting to Sagat throw the fireball. So that is definitely a weakness of his, especially because in previous games, low Tiger Shot was the guy. Like, that was the go-to special move that you're using to Sagat to force them to jump so that you can DP. If you throw low Tiger Shot and they jump, I promise you, you're not going to have time to DP unless you do it like all the way back here. You literally have to do it all the way back here, and it's still not a guarantee. And because, like I said, because his hurt box extends so far out, and he recovers so slow with low tiger shot, using this is more of a risk than you're getting a reward for. You really, so you typically only want to use like low tiger shot like right here, and that's just to see if your opponent is going to jump. If you, what I suggest is that you do low tiger shot. Like if you're gonna do a raw, you just do it like right here and see what their response is. They jump, then you just don't throw another one for a second, and then you also can like end it in like your block strings with it. It like pushes them back, but be careful because there are characters that can punish that. Like I'll block Sagat's like low tiger shot real quick for you. You see, so be careful because there are characters that can punish that. It's a little harder. Like I said, it definitely pushes you back pretty far. But just be careful because there are characters that. But that's typically what you use it for. But I definitely think low tiger shot is definitely a low focal point for Sagat, which I know kind of disappointed a lot of people because they were wanting to like chuck plasma and uppercut people for doing that. They wanted that old style Sagat, but Sagat is just not the same character. However, high tiger shot, medium, really good. You can control the pace, you can DP after, and I know you're like, well, Dread, it's a total of like 42 frames. Well, that is 8 frames faster than low tiger shot, so you have time to DP. And then if you do heavy high tiger shot, it's also 42 frames, and this is a bullet. This will stop people and smack them in their freaking face if they are trying to walk to you. So these two tiger shots were really good. Also, I want to talk about OD low tiger shot. OD low tiger shot is still pretty good. A lot of times you will have enough frame advantage to uppercut. Just be careful because if you do it right here, you still will get jumped in on. What also, if you want to use OD high tiger shot, I think it's really good. It's just startup is just really slow, but it hits both crouchers and standers. And if you get a punish counter, you get level 1. So that's really good. I didn't really want to talk about high tiger shots and the strengths because I do think they're good, but I don't think they're what makes Sagat strong. What makes Sagat strong are his normals and special moves that are not the fireball, and they don't really want. I don't think Capcom really wants you to zone in this game as Sagat. I think they want you to use it as a tool, but he is not a zoner in this game. So that is why I did not focus on high tiger shots in the strength section. But yeah, low tiger shot, definitely a weakness of Sagat. All right, and so this next section of weaknesses, I'm going to combine them two. I know you're like, what the heck, after I say this, because I just said it was a strength, but Sagat's buttons and walk speed are also a weakness. So while he does have good buttons, stand medium punch, stand medium kick, and forward step kick, and stand light punch and stuff, he has some buttons that can be considered a weakness. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna have Sagat jump. So I'm gonna have him jump for throwing out heavy punch. You see that he just like had all freaking day to do that. So Sagat's specifically his heavy punch. One, it's not cancelable, and so it is cancelable into a target combo, which, like I said, this one you don't have to be on your P's and Q's. It gives you all day to hit confirm it. But because it's 15 frames, so it's slower than a lot of other heavy punch for Shotos. That's why you use crouch heavy punch, which is still 11 frames and has a lot of recovery. But using these two buttons here, you will get jumped in on. So you have to be really careful. I do think that is a weakness of Sagat, using these two buttons specifically. Forward heavy kick, I think it's good, but it whiffs on crouchers, and everybody always freaking crouches in this game, so I don't think it's that strong. But yeah, so his buttons, specifically heavy punch and crouch heavy punch, I think crouch heavy punch is the better of the two, and I don't think it's like bad, but I do think once you start getting into this range, Sagat gets a little weaker because you have to like start using lights, and his hits crouch heavy punch that's supposed to be like the Shoto heavy punch, you will get jumped in on a lot. So I think those buttons specifically are a weakness of Sagat. And I accompany buttons with something else that I think a lot of people don't necessarily think about all the time, and that is Sagat's walk speed. This guy is like a freaking tank, okay? He is really, really slow with really slow buttons. So if you're not using the 3 buttons that I told you about, I think, like I said, this button is like okay. I think it's pretty decent, but getting jumped in on, it's really hard to use these buttons because of Sagat's walk speed. A lot of Street Fighter, you see people doing this, and that what they're doing is they're getting in range and out of range to force their opponents to whiff punish. Sagat ain't really doing that, and that's because his walk speed is slow. It's really kind of difficult to get in the appropriate range with Sagat to use these kind of buttons. And I think that makes him weaker, especially against characters that are just like super fast. Like if you're fighting Akuma, Akuma is like literally zooming. Like he's let me pull him up actually. Let me pull him up. Let me show you. Let me show you. Because Akuma is like literally zooming across the screen, whereas like Sagat is like moving like a turtle. So let me show you guys. So look at this. Akuma is like literally getting in and out of like space that he wants to get in and out of. Sagat absolutely is not doing that. You see that? And so it could be really hard for Sagat to actually get in the range he wants to use this, because characters like Akuma, Cammy, Kimberly, even like Chun-Li and stuff like that, they're like going in and out. Akuma and Cammy like typically like at the speed of light and pressing really fast normals that they have, and so you walking slow and having like slower normals can kind of get you messed up. And so I do think Sagat's weakness is some of his like slow heavy buttons and his walk speed not allowing him to get into the range that he wants to be in. Which is why typically when you're in this range, you kind of want to stay at this range so you can use medium kick. You want to stay back here so you can use a few tiger shots, or if you really just want to get in, you use heavy tiger knee to kind of skip all that neutral, because playing neutral right here is not Sagat's strength. That's what makes him weak right there, is that Akuma will be zooming across the screen, getting in and out, and he will make you whiff this button. And if you whiff this button, like I said, both of these buttons have lingering hurt boxes that stay out there for ages, it feels like, and Akuma will punish you, and you will lose like half your life if he has the correct meter. So be careful. I do think that his walk speed and his heavier buttons can make him a little weaker, but that doesn't mean that he just sucks, okay? Like, I understand how frustrating it is to use this and then try to get in the correct walk speed. Sagat's not really like shimmying all too much in every situation like a lot of other characters because he is slow. So those are the things that I think make Sagat weak. Now let's like piece it all together, okay? Let's piece it all together. What is my verdict on Sagat? Okay, so when I first started playing Sagat, I would say like 1 to 2 to 3 days after I first started playing Sagat after he came out, I thought that he was mid. I never thought that Sagat was weak. I never thought Sagat was weak because I discovered medium punch straight off the bat, and just doing this and forcing your opponent to press and you get a combo is insane. I also noticed this button. A lot of people noticed this button too. Medium punch and medium kick, they noticed that button. And so I felt like him controlling this space was really good, and like low floors and having a forward light kick that was a low and stop people from walking back. I thought he was good. But I thought that I'm like, well, he's still really slow. He can't really throw low tiger shot like that. And so I was like, at best, he's like mid. But then I kept playing Sagat. I kept winning with Sagat. And I started incorporating Tiger Nexus, which was forcing my opponents to block standing or block low. And I conditioned them to do what I wanted. And then I discovered how powerful Tiger Knee, specifically heavy Tiger Knee, especially in Burnout. Something I forgot to mention too is that in Burnout, Tiger Knee is a menace. I'm gonna see if I can get Akuma to like burn out here. All right, so if Akuma like keeps blocking this low, you are like +8, and so just like kind of spamming Tiger Knee like this, like you will be doing a lot of chip. It's actually insane, man. It's like actually insane. Hold on, let me I'm gonna save this state. It's like actually insane to like do this. And then when they start sanding, you're no longer like plus. So I'll show you that too. You're like -1. However, if they start doing that, you take, once they're done pressing the button, you take your turn back and then you just do, and you're +2. You just do OD Tiger Knee after that. So heavy knee and OD Tiger Knee is like super good in burnout. And so having that as burnout pressure, and just Tiger Knee in general, mixed with those 3 buttons and Tiger Nexus, my verdict on Sagat is that I think he is at least high tier. Do I think that he is top 5? No, I don't think he's better than Akuma. I don't think he's better than Mai or Bison, especially because those 2 characters are so easy to use and everybody could just have a pocket Mai or Bison. But like, I think he is at least within the like top 10 to top 8, and I definitely think that Sagat, the more people use him, the more people will find his strengths and continue to utilize him in the appropriate areas. And so I think Sagat is high tier. That is my verdict. I think Sagat is good. I think he is high tier, and I can't wait to see him develop even further. With that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, as it does and has been helping my videos. I appreciate you guys getting me to 250 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 500 so we can go ahead and build that community with you guys. And I appreciate all of you. I love you all. Thank you for allowing me to do a passion of mine and kind of bring it to life. So with that being said, your boy be out. Peace.